Check, check. All right, if you want to grab your last coffee, donut, and such, that would be fabulous. Sorry for a little delayed. We're trying to make sure our camera works. Our camera decides not to work, but you can hear voices, which would be creepy looking at a black screen and just hearing voices, especially mine. So that would be creepy, but we're trying to fix it. So hopefully at least you can hear the audio for sharing time. But it's kind of funny. Charity and I were talking in the back right after prayer and realizing that I have never been here on a Sunday where we have like sharing time. The last like year and a half, it seems I'm always gone those times. So I'm not trying to run away from you, really. It just happens to be that way. So, but I'm actually here this time, so I get a chance to see it live, which will be good. But I wanted to set up before we share today, kind of what we've been walking through the last 2 or 3 months that leading up to this time, so that you remember. And I don't think I've had a chance here during worship to do this, at least in totality, but kind of want to summarize what's been happening so far. So our consistory over the beginning of this year, we met. You've met him if you've been here for a while. His name is Jack Dorlog. He preached here one time. It might have been last summer. This time we're going to try to have him back again, I think, before the summer's over. But he's actually my church coach. They have church coaches, believe it or not, for pastors. So I have one, and he's mine. And he's been a pastor for over 40 plus years. He's been a transition minister for 25 plus of those years. He's actually retired, but he's still working stuff, which is really funny how that works out. But he seems to find himself work. But he does take enough vacation, trust me. He's got a nice cottage, and he's out in the lake a lot during the summertime. But he actually was a great person to kind of consult with us, our consistory, to kind of retool our vision and values, because there's, the history briefly is, when we did this 3.5, 4 years ago, it was a much different group of people that were a part of that. In fact, I think if I think about the percentages correctly, about 80 to 85% of the people that were part of that retreat, which is like 25 plus people at the time, are no longer here. So that's really interesting in itself. And also, that was a very different time for us. And it was, as we kind of went through COVID, and obviously with those numbers being different, and the people that are here now are a much different group of people, we thought it necessary to revisit what we had originally done, not to completely toss out what we've done, but just to revisit things. And we did. We retooled a lot of things. I think it's a lot more faithful to who we are. So I wanted to share just that part with you briefly, so that you kind of hear it in totality. So one of the things to explain when we talk about our vision is a lot of times vision and mission get kind of mixed up together. Like, people are always like, what's vision, what's mission, what's the difference? And the difference is simply this. Vision is what you see, meaning it's kind of like what you wake up to every morning. What do you want to see in your life? So it's not necessarily, for churches' sake, it's kind of like this overall vision of what do we want to see as how we make disciples in the world. And what does it look like to proclaim the gospel? What do we want to see? And that we haven't done extensively here yet. We've done the core values, and we've done the mission, but we haven't talked about the vision yet. We will eventually. But I think I have the slide of the vision, Matt. Do I have it on there? Did it stick from the? I did. Look at that. So this is the vision that we have. I think I have a bigger slide of that. Let me get off that slide. There's another slide past that, I think. Yeah, that one's better. Nope, back. Oh, there you go. So this is the vision, meaning this is what we want to see. This is kind of like our heartbeat. Like, what do we get up for in the morning? And that's to see an authentic community inviting our neighbor in the transforming grace and truth of Jesus.